let's do this. It is actually Poe's last day. I am actually a little sad about that. But I think the sun is actually starting to get to her, so don't want to have him in the hot car too long. There's a lot of glued parts, especially the fur is not. I didn't punch any of the fur in. It's all just glued on. And she has already lost a little bit of her fur. So that's literally just from the heat. Let's see, what's been happening in my world? The sun is pretty vicious right now. First day as affiliate, kind of, not the big punch that I was hoping it would be, but it is what it is. I definitely had to do a video, just to kind of celebrate the fact that I did this, but I'm kind of like not in it, I'm not doing any celebrations until I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know if I should hold true with Twitch. It is so freaking bizarro, this dynamic that I've now created, because I didn't think that I was ever going to even get anywhere with Twitch, and I knew that once I started streaming that there was a possibility of making affiliate, especially because I was streaming at one of the I started streaming at one of the goals, which was 50 followers. So the fact that it's taken me 4 months, 5 months. We're getting into 5 months now. We're about to change. No, it is 5 months. It's 5 months. Yeah, 5 months. Yeah, I'm forgetting my math. It's too early in the morning. I'm still having a problem with everything breaking down. As you can hear, my muffler, and I did hear this. I did watch the last video where I knew it was getting a lot louder, and yeah, you can almost not hear me in parts. So I'm gonna try to not lay on the gas too heavy, except that now I'm getting on the highway and I gotta get up to speed. But this is not fun. streaming my setup. Streaming how I go from point A to point B. There is a lot of back work that has to be done. That is what I want to be doing. I want to be just collabing all the time. I want to have like that interaction with other people is literally what makes everything worthwhile. As if you can see, what I've been having is a lot of problems with my microphone, and I might have to use my phone to make up for it. Yeah, so I might have to actually start using my phone as my microphone soon. My computer's not really working up to snuff, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. I still need to be able to maybe I have to shoot the whole video from my phone. It's like there is such a really bizarre thing. Maybe I just record it. Maybe record the video and then upload it when the mic cuts out. Those are thinking about going back through the video, like replaying the video, with me adding a commentary onto it. So the videos that are just kind of like without the microphone, I think I can come back and do it. I might test it out with the original Goose Goose Duck, because that I have this fan all off. This car is freaking bizarre. It's blowing in my face. Not like lightly, it's like blowing in my face. I had to actually turn it to defrost. podcast, you guys can't hear a single word I say. I'm trying to talk louder, but I don't know if that's going to make any difference whatsoever. I definitely know that in my headphones it's way too loud. And even when I turn it all the way down, it's still way too loud. I think my headphones are basically just going. One of the things that's happening with my mic going out all the time is that it still wants to do the headphone microphone, which has basically, is not even working anymore. And but sometimes it decides it wants to work for like a microsecond, and when that happens, it cuts my real mic off. And so I have to go back into settings, change it all back to the other microphone, and then it seems to be fine. But sometimes when I do that, I think I might even be clicking on the wrong microphone. So like, going to like the desktop microphone or something like that, and then nobody can hear me. So either they've turned me all the way up, down because I'm speaking so loud, I'm blowing their ears out. And by the time I get on once the desktop microphone goes off, it's so bizarre. I have 3 microphones, plugged into one computer, and only one of them works. Definitely try to make sure that I fix that. Till then, hopefully the music's okay. Things that I like with OBS that I don't like with Streamlabs, I figured maybe there is a way to do this, but the things that OBS offers that I think is really awesome is I can run a game or play a video or something like that, and have the music separate from the desktop music, so then I can go in, I can have chats with people, or listen to chats, watch Twitch things, and basically set up the next video that I want to do without it being interrupted without interrupting the stream. I thought that was a really nice thing to have with OBS that I don't have I can't figure out how to set up with Streamlabs. Streamlabs is a beginner's OBS, so. OBS is like a little more advanced than Streamlabs. I mean, Streamlabs literally is I found it to be very easy to use, very user friendly, but very limited at the same time. figured I have to create what do you call it? I have to create some animated GIFs, either create them or find them. Most people are just saying, take a video and just turn it into a GIF. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. But I think I don't know if I need to open up Premiere or if I can do it in Photoshop. But there are websites. I did find a website that will animate, will make an animated GIF for you. And if worse really comes to worse, I can always use Gartic Phones. We played Gartic Phone, and I should have actually save some of them. But I think Adobe Photoshop can do it, so I will look into that. I definitely want to have like a bonk. I definitely probably want to have like a love. I might even want to animate my hug one. There's a lot of things I want to like animate, but I want to have definitely one for follow. Probably for like lurk. Sound redeems and a few other things that I'm really like. Really struggling with how to get this all set up. But I think if I just allow, take a little bit of a breath, and let things happen. Everything will happen in its own time. I'm actually nervous because I've been like talking about like, oh, I've been drawing with the mouse and my right hand for so long, and I'm left-handed, and look at how great these pictures are. But what I don't mention is that I haven't really drawn anything of substance with my left hand in 20 years. And that was like a one-off too. I mean, when I hit my heyday, that was probably 25, 26 years ago. It was a long time ago. That was when I was going like gangbusters. I produced so much so quickly that I think that people are amazed at the quality and the ability, at the speed that I was able to do a lot of my art at. Which I think doesn't doesn't bode well for me in digital world. I have never drawn with my left hand in the digital art world. Never. I have always used my right hand, and I've always used a mouse, and I've never used a stylus before. I mean, I did use a stylus at one point. I think it was to sign my name. But stylus pens have come a long, long way since the last time I used them, and it is going to be very interesting to see how different it is. once I get, and you know what? Let's could still be using the computer that I have until next year. I could still be using this phone next year. Yeah. Those changes are only going to be made when absolutely necessary. And if the current computer breaks down, I don't have a backup. I'm on my backup. Worst comes to worst, we're just gonna make do with what we got. I gotta make do with what I got. There is no pie in the sky. There is no, I'm not going to get saved in any way than that, and I'm definitely not going to be quitting this job. So morning commute videos are going to continue. Hopefully I can get the muffler fixed. That's going to have to happen. The muffler arc will end. I hope happily. Everybody goes through this. It literally is like you feel like you work so hard to get to affiliate, and then right when you think you're gonna have to take a break, it's just literally it ramps up even more. And I'm trying not to get sucked into the ramp up, and just enjoy the moment that I'm in. Amazing everybody has been to get me here. It was, and how almost impossible it is to get to partnership. Well, I have to say, it's, it's not impossible. It's just very unlikely. The thing about it is the muffler's not as noisy as it was before, and I'm last day. Let's do a little bit of a chat without the muffler going. So it's all silence. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else goes. I mean, everybody has to have gone through it. It's just like how everybody deals with it. I don't think I'm dealing with it as well as I could be. I should be like, just happy and enjoying the moment, and I'm not. And I don't know why. And I am having anxiety attacks and all this other stuff, and I'm happy, but I'm like, it's hard to describe it. It's very overwhelmed is probably the best way to say it. I'm overwhelmed at work. I'm overwhelmed, just when I thought I got it, everything in line, especially where work is concerned, it's like they just tell me no, you can't have that. And I desperately need money, and I don't want to get a second job, but it looks like I'm going to have to. And don't want to lose my house. I mean, especially with the fact that it's like worth 3 times as much as it was when I bought it. It'd be better to sell it than to lose it to the bank. And but I don't want to sell it because then I don't want to go through the whole freaking process of looking for and buying another house. I mean, like literally, I'm in that freaking zone. Yeah, I seriously did not quit smoking because of health reasons. Seriously quit smoking because I couldn't afford it anymore. And that's got to be the sign. That it's just going to get systematically worse. And once you cut things out, like smoking, for example, where everybody says, "Oh, all that money, all that money you spent on cigarettes." Yeah, but the problem is that all that money I spent on cigarettes, I would have spent on something else. Now that I don't have the money to buy cigarettes, um, there's no filtering into other things. That money I would have spent on cigarettes, it's just not there. There's no money. And this is the reason why, I think it's one of the reasons why I want to be affiliate. I want it to be as glorious as it is. It's definitely something that I don't want to hurry into, and so the sooner I make the thing, it would be like here on YouTube. The sooner I get 1,000 subscribers, and I could start getting the views, because once I get 1,000 subscribers, the other people, and I get 1,000, I get 4,000 views, and I'm monetized, which literally that still seems impossible. Like it's never gonna happen. Um, again, nothing's impossible. It's just unlikely. But as soon as like let's say that happened, And as soon as I'm generating money on YouTube, on here, um, I have to continue it. I have to, one, I would continue it. There's no question about it. But it's it's not the answer to the problem. I'm not suddenly going to have this influx of money, huge amounts of money. It's just going to be a little bit of money. I mean, the average person working full time as a Twitch streamer, um, average person makes $3,000, under $3,000. It's actually a little bit less. And that's, so $3,000 a month is not enough. And I know you're thinking, oh, it's $36,000 a year. Yeah, that's not enough. Not to live in today. I mean, there's a reason why, like, a lot of people are talking about, like, they donate to give me a good, so I can go get a decent meal. Even Iron Mask, who's now in a lot different situation money wise, but not too long ago. I mean, we're talking just a year ago. Actually, almost 2 years ago, but not too long ago for her. She was putting up donations so that she could buy a computer desk, so she can stream from her bed, comfortably from her bed. I mean, not that wasn't too long ago. And just so you know, however much money she's making, which I don't know what she's making, financially, but however much money she's making, it's well over $3,000 a month now. So whatever we, the rest of us, are making is lowered because our average, what we're going to be making, is lowered because she's making so much more, and she's not alone. I'm using her as an example, but she's not alone. There are plenty of people that are making a comfortable living as streamers. And what does that mean for everybody, who's, not, I'm just starting in, I'm not even talking about, like, I'm pretty much just talking about the partners. The unaffiliated isn't even counted because they're not making any money. And they make up a large portion of the number of streamers. The affiliated makes up a huge, I think it's the largest portion of the streamers are affiliated. And that means that they're not making enough money to live on. Basically only the partners. And I don't know why I'm talking about this, because it really, like, it's neither here nor there. Yeah. And I probably should just get to work, get today over with, because I have tomorrow off, which is awesome, and this is Poe's last day. So, gotta stop talking about nonsense. And Poe's been with me for a very long time. I got Poe. I think I was young. I was young at the Renaissance Fair. I got Poe then, and Poe has been smashed. Poe has been cracked. Poe has been kind of beaten. And Poe is in a fire. So, um, she is one of the major reasons that I learned sculpting. Um, I learned casting. Um, Resin pouring, all that stuff. She is definitely one of the reasons that um, I did this, because when I was a kid, I adored her, and not that I had a huge obsession with Edgar Allan Poe, but I did buy her on, and this is kind of funny. This is how she got named. When I bought her, the person selling her to me mentioned that today is the anniversary of Edgar Allan Poe's death, and I named her Poe right away, which might be more of a boy's name, and I think that the person selling to her thought it was going to be a boy. No, she's a she. But yeah, she's been with me for a long time. I mean, she's got controllers that hide down your sleeves. So you can we can do that like that. And that's the tail. You can't see the tail, so we'll just mess with the tail. Yeah, all this had to be redone. Right, Poe? What do you see over there? What's over there? So yeah, so I can hide this. It would hide in my sleeve, and I would have it. So I can easily control it. So you can see me. Yeah, that's why I bought her. So yeah, and excited to get out of the hot sun, but redid the fur. Actually wanted to learn. I learned punching later and I was thinking about punching in the fur. Um, the fur. Um, I was thinking about punching in the fur. I never got around to it. I actually did learn how to punch hair, but yeah, the fur is actually a bought thing of fur that I tried to mimic the the original as closely as possible, and did not succeed. Just so you know, the original had green spots in it, and it was actually kind of really cool. But I think I did okay. Michael's Craft Store. I think the wire in the wings is still the same. This is, yeah, 40 years old. Yeah, she's got to be 40 years old now. But it goes to that saying, you know, I replace so much. Like I think the wires here. These are all been replaced. Pretty much the entire sculpt has been replaced. There might be one or two pieces that have made it through. I think there's some metal that I placed that was used for like the legs and stuff like that I was able to place back in. Oh my god, I'm probably really late now. Yeah, I gotta go. But yeah, I did a lot of work with her. I mean, she was definitely a labor of love, and you know, it's the reason why I worked on so many films, because my pretty much my obsession with putting her back together. And you know, like a lot of things, you know, like I was, you know, the ash doll that I was going to give away. I mean, that has a whole story to it, and I didn't take it out of the packaging on purpose because of that, because of the story, because of, you know, that it was pretty much gifted to me. And I can't thank the people who gifted it to me enough. So, you know, for what they've done. And you know, they make me feel like, you know, I'm doing good in the world. And I don't mean to think that I need monetary, you know, compensation to know that I'm doing something right, but it definitely does help. Because people talk to, you know, people say things all the time, and it's like going, it's not a say anymore. You have to show. And I hope that I can show. I hope I do show. I hope that my actions show. I know that I am forgetful and, you know, a little bit of, you know, flibbity gibbet and all over the place, and kind of like, you know, a little gremlin, which is probably the reason why my avatar fits me so well. But I am trying to figure this all out, and I hope that it shows that like I care so much, and I really do want the best for everybody. as always, make a comment below saying cool beans. And that would be great if you could do that. And I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're having an awesome day. Things are definitely looking up for me. I know that I'm, still kind of doom and gloom, but I'm trying to still a little, cautiously optimistic. How's that sound? And as always, cool beans. All right, take care. Bo says bye.